Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Gamers Den podcast. I'm your co-host, alongside me, the other co-host, crenbeast. Cren, Chapter 3, the trailer's been leaked. A bunch of other things have been leaked. Midas is confirmed not dead by Donald Mustard, and a bunch more things that we need to break down. So what do you want to go into first?
Yeah, guys. So welcome back to the podcast. This episode is going to be 100% and completely Chapter 3 of Fortnite. Which we've kind of been doing that for the past 4 episodes. Apologies. We are super excited about Chapter 3, if you can't tell. But I think right off the bat, let's give the people what they want. Let's talk about this leak that just came out by none other than Epic Games themselves.
Yeah, so this leak, there was a lot of things that people didn't just ran over right away because obviously the only thing people were talking about in this Chapter 3 trailer was the map flipping upside down, right? Well, actually, in the beginning of that trailer, I wish we could pull it up here, but, you know, our editing skills are not elite yet. But in the beginning of that trailer, you can see that Jonesy gets rushed with a bunch of water. When he got rushed with a bunch of water, he was actually in the Chapter 2 Season 5 dome, where he was in the trailer in Chapter 2 Season 5. So that is kind of crazy how that connected. And this means that Epic has been planning this trailer since before Chapter 2 Season 5, which is insane if you ask me.
Yeah, and I think the longer that we go into Fortnite and into the storyline, we learn more and more that everything was planned from the very beginning. It feels like every turn we make, we think that Fortnite is just winging the storyline. It's like, no, this has been planned from the beginning. They just kind of expedited the process a little bit, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that, guys, if you haven't seen the video, you can probably just do a quick Twitter search or a YouTube search at this point. Relay put one up about it. I put one up about it.
Don't search if you don't want to get spoiled, by the way.
It is a spoiler. Yes, it is a major spoiler. So basically what happened was Epic Games has a TikTok account that they use to post sponsored posts and ads. So when you post an ad, it doesn't actually go to, like, it doesn't actually post on your account as a normal video. It goes just as an ad within TikTok. And then when you stop running the ad, it goes away. So what happened was they ran the ad early because this leak is supposed to actually be a teaser for the Chapter 3 trailer or advertisement that's going to be coming out. So it's only a portion of it that they're supposed to be putting out on TikTok, but they ran it early. And before they could take it down, which they took it down immediately, somebody, of course, saved it, screen recorded it, got it to some of the leakers who confirmed it, and now it's all over the internet. And it is wild.
Yeah, and I can actually tell that they kind of cut it. Like a lot of people were saying, oh, is this the full trailer? I was like, I don't think so, because whenever he got pushed with water and he was going down that hole that is supposedly the bridge, or we don't know what it is, but it just cut to him just being in the ocean miles away from the map, just watching it flip upside down. So that's kind of interesting. Now, we only saw 30 seconds of probably a 3-minute trailer, which is going to be exciting. But so much more stuff actually got leaked other than that. Like I said today, not really leaked because Donald Mustard literally said it, but Midas is alive, and he never died because he was in the loop, so the loop just resets. Also, The Rock is officially confirmed to be the Foundation, which is insane. The fact that a WWE wrestler is the guy who might be saving us on Saturday is kind of insane, honestly, in Fortnite. But yeah, there's so much more stuff that we got to break down.
Yeah, of course. And guys, I do want to just take 1 second and touch on what I said earlier. Most of this episode is going to be spoilers. So you will never hear me to tell you to click off or stop listening, except right now. If you do not want to be spoiled on okay, let me clarify. It's not going to be a complete spoiler. Nobody knows exactly what's going to happen. And I don't think we're actually going to, and I'll touch on why in a little bit. So it's not a complete spoiler. It's not like we know every single thing, but there will be bits and pieces of spoilers. So if you don't want to know, have a great day, click off. But otherwise, we're going to continue. But yeah, so Midas is alive. And that's actually probably bigger than people realize, because Midas just being alive in itself isn't big. But the fact that Donald Mustard would confirm that 2 days before the live event tells me that Midas is going to be in the live event. And another thing that kind of backs that up, if you go around the map and actually in the little base is being built beside Pleasant Park, there's a punching bag there. Is Brutus's punching bag. And there's some stuff around the map that belongs to the old Ghost and what was it? Ghost and what was the other faction? Shadow and Ghost. So there's some hints that those people are back, those characters are back. And I think we're actually going to be getting a flashback in this trailer or in this live event of some sort, and here's why. So the leakers actually discovered that Agent Jones is going to be in this live event in some sort of fashion, and that's big because Agent Jones in the current timeline doesn't exist because he went against the IO and now he's Jonesy, basically in the loop on our island, but he's not Agent Jones. And what I mean by Agent Jones is going to be in the live event, the actual file of him wearing the suit and being part of IO has been found in the live event. So the only way that makes sense is that we're going to get a flashback and get clarity on what actually happened back in the Chapter 2 end event with Midas and the device, which I don't know about you, but I just got chills talking about it. I am so excited for this live event and for Chapter 3 to come.
I mean, that device event was so underrated. Everybody just talks about the ending of how nothing happened besides the map got flooded and didn't like Chapter 2 Season 3. Or maybe they did. I don't know. But they didn't like how the map got flooded.
Yeah.
People don't even talk about how we were literally in an office where we have no idea where the office was. We have zero idea. Nobody knows. Even if you have like maybe a hint or whatever. But like, that's insane. That like whole entire storyline was never finished. It was never finalized. We had no idea where it was taking place. And honestly, hopefully it has something to do with the end event, or, hopefully they connect the dots somewhere around the line, because I feel like a cool storyline like that needs to be finalized and needs to be like, in the spotlight. I mean, I want something big like that to be in the end event. Like, at least like maybe they'll go like through a rundown of the Chapter 2 storyline. That'd be cool, because there's a lot of stuff that they just threw off the board, like the Fox clan, whatever happened to them, Gino, the sisters, all that stuff. So
yeah,
I hope we see that.
Yeah, and like you said, it wasn't like the end event for Chapter 2 Season 2 was completed. We left that event thinking that we were going to learn what happened at the beginning of Chapter 3, and we didn't. To this day,
never.
We still don't really know. We assume we, for a split second, escaped the loop and went to the IO. Well, at the time, we didn't know it was an IO base because we didn't really know who the IO was. But so we've gotten some clarity, but we still don't really know what happened. What did the device do? And I do kind of want to touch on that. Just for 1 second, let's talk about the general Fortnite storyline before we get into Chapter 3, just for the listeners who might not know exactly what we're talking about. So the general thought for the storyline is that there's a loop. The island is host to the 0 point, which is basically the center of all realities. It's what connects all realities. And there is a loop if you're on the Fortnite island to basically is it 22 minutes?
Yep.
So every 22 minutes, the loop resets. And basically the only way to escape the loop is to be the last one surviving in that 22 minutes and stand in the final circle, because the storm actually pushes in. Now, there's two main things here. The IO, or Imagined Order, that is what Jones worked for, or Jonesy. That's Dr. Sloan, and that's pretty much all of the people we thought of as villains throughout Chapter 1 on the map trying to like kind of play puppet and control things. That was the IO. And basically, they've sat outside the loop trying to control the loop, and their main goal is to not let anybody outside of the loop. The 7 on the other end is trying to break the loop and trying to get everybody outside of it, which is why they wear, and we learned some of this from the Batman DC comic. I don't want to get too in depth because I'm super nerding out right now, but basically that's kind of the gist of the storyline. But the storm is the kind of the main part here, because I think what people don't realize is the storm was not created by the IO. The storm is actually a byproduct of the island itself, of the 0 point, and of what the island is. So the storm pushes in, and that's what creates the loop in itself. It comes in and then it resets. So the only way to survive is to not be in the storm and survive the 22 minutes. And Midas tried to fight the storm off and break the loop, but what he didn't realize is the storm was a part of the island itself, so you couldn't break it. So that's kind of what happened there. But anyway, let's move on into chapter 3.
That was cool though. I like how you broke that.
Yeah,
down.
yeah, for sure. I know the storyline. I know the storyline really well, but the thing is, the storyline's kind of ever changing.
There's a lot of holes in it.
Yeah,
too,
there's a lot of holes like that. Everything I said right there is the general thought, but Fortnite's never come out and just said that outright. That's just what makes the most sense. So, we could get to the live event and find out none of that's true. None of that's true at all. And so this podcast is airing on Friday, December the 3rd, and none of this, all of this could be rendered moot. Like this could just be a dumb conversation that doesn't even matter after Saturday. But I have faith that's not going to happen because we are both the smartest theory makers in Fortnite history.
Dude, one thing that I want to talk about is the possibility of people have been talking. Well, I guess we need to dive into the old map, new map thing here soon.
Yeah.
But before we do that, because that's going to be a long topic. I mean, I could talk about that for 10 hours straight. But we need to talk about how people are talking about the possibility of the storyline actually resetting, meaning Jonesy's out of the picture. It's just a whole entire new, unique Fortnite storyline. Now, I personally think there's a 99% chance that this does not happen. I think we're going to stick with the storyline we have now, considering Singularity is supposed to be a big part of the future storyline. But I don't know. I mean, people have been talking about it. I think it'd be pretty interesting. I don't think it's going to happen, though.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. My only pause, though, is I could be wrong, but I remember a few weeks ago, Hypex said that it was confirmed that the Cube Queen is going to play a part in the next season, is what he said. That was before Chapter 3 was going to be, it was confirmed. So he said, well, he knew it was confirmed, but he hadn't confirmed it at that point. So basically, he said that the Cube Queen is going to play a part in the storyline. So that would be my only pause.
Well, that's interesting because we're supposedly going to be defeating the Cube Queen in the event. Also, but one thing I want to point out is, well, spoiler alert. If you didn't want spoilers, you probably clicked off the podcast. But
yeah,
today on Twitter, I read that, I don't know if this is confirmed or anything, a reliable leaker, but Hypex does follow him. But he said that the Cube Queen will not be the final boss that we will be facing in the end event, which is very interesting. If it's not the Cube Queen, it's probably something that was in that mothership. That's huge that we haven't seen. But I mean, I really have no idea. But if that's the case, then I mean, who knows what we're up against in the end of it, but that's going to be cool.
Yeah, no, that's actually fun to think about. Okay, imagine this. I don't think this is true, but there's one thing that nobody talks about. The IO, which is Sloan, Jonesy, all that, but Jonesy isn't part of the IO anymore, but it's basically all of those people, right? And then the Foundation is part of the 7. The IO and the 7 are sworn enemies. We know that. He said that in the DC comic. He called the IO his sworn enemy.
And Jonesy's in between. He can't choose.
So Jonesy was IO, and then he actually thought the IO was corrupt. You can go back and watch it if you don't know. I'm sure most of you, if you're listening to a Fortnite-centric podcast, you know what we're talking about. But Jonesy basically broke off because he thought they were corrupt, and he wanted to say the 0 point, and they didn't care to at the time. So, but here's the deal: the Cube Queen, everyone's just assuming that that's a whole different entity, right? It's completely different. The IO is trying to fight her, and the 7 is trying to fight her. What if we don't actually know who the real villain is here? What if we? I mean,
what if it's Geno? I mean, I don't even know who Geno is, to be honest with you. I have an idea, but there's what if it's Galactus? I mean, we have no idea.
No, not Galactus.
I mean, what if it's Midas? And Midas has been cooking up something for the past 5 seasons.
Look.
I mean,
all I'm saying is, Epic Games and Donald Mustard loves foreshadowing. And I know a lot of you guys listening are probably 10, so let me describe foreshadowing. Foreshadowing is basically just when you do just that, you foreshadow. So basically you show a little teaser or something, so then later when something happens, you can look back and say, oh crap, that was telling us that this was going to happen. Why, out of all colors, was the Cube Queen in the gold cube to start out with? Why was it golden? Why was that the color? And at the top of the pyramid that she's floating above now, that is kind of turned into that little pointy.
Well, I'll tell you why.
Why was it gold?
It's a part of Midas's master plan.
I'm telling you, man.
Midas is behind it all.
Midas is, or Midas could be the good guy. I'm just saying, or
what if Midas is manipulating the Cube Queen and saying this, that, and the other, but Midas and Jonas have been teaming up behind the scenes, blah, 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 blah. We defeat because Midas helps us.
Yeah, what if...
Because Midas has almost like, he's been portrayed as a villain for sure, but there's been some moments where he's like sort of been portrayed as a good guy, or like had some hints at him being a good guy, because when he got captured by the IO, people were like, okay, so the IO just captured a bad guy, you know, all this stuff. So
yeah.
I mean, who knows?
But now we spent the better part. Dr. Sloan was one of the leaders in IO, and she betrayed us. She betrayed us on the mothership. So we know that she's got bad intentions, and it kind of has felt sleazy the whole time. The IO has felt like we're fighting them the whole time, and we don't really realize it. And the Seven feel like the good guys, right? And I'd be willing to say, with The Rock playing the Foundation, I'm willing to say that they are definitely the good guys. I don't see The Rock playing a villain, or voicing a villain. But so here's the deal, though. What if the Cube Queen is one of the Seven? Like, I know that's outlandish because she's the villain, but we don't know we only know 3 members of the Seven. We don't know the other 4 members. We have no.
What if Midas is one of the 7?
And here, actually, I was going to bring that up.
But he's not. He's
not. But I do want to bring something up.
Yeah.
What makes the 7 special is they've been around from the beginning, and they know that the loop, the way to keep your memory, even if you get trapped in the loop, the way that you keep your memories intact are to wear their specialized suits that they wear. That's why they all have, like the scientists, the Foundation, they all have similar suits. Paradigm, Midas. If you didn't know, the Cyclone skin, that was Midas. That's what he used when he fought the storm. He had a suit just like that. So, like, how would he know that? And how did he have his memories inside the loop? So, that's all I'm saying. Another theory is...
I mean, yeah. Well, go ahead.
I was just going to say another theory is that Midas was once an IO member gone rogue. And gone rogue could be a good thing. Like Jonesy right now, technically, it was a former IO member that went rogue. So... Midas could have been in the exact same situation. He was sent to the island to create factions, Ghost and Shadow, to keep basically people occupied, and that's what happened.
I mean, hopefully we figure out these answers during the end of it. I mean, I want this all to come full circle, because if I don't, I'm going to lose my mind, to be honest with you, because the storyline was the only good thing about Chapter 2, and I at least need some good out of it.
In other words,
you know what I'm saying?
You want it to be a loop.
Yeah, exactly.
Full circle.
It all full circle. But speaking of the 7, like you said, like they've been around since the beginning. I think that's like 100% a give me that they are the good guys, because if they aren't the good guys, we are screwed, because then, I mean, they know everything. They've been around since literally season 3, 4, like, you know, they literally have been studying the loop for technically 4 years, you know.
Well, and we actually learned in the comics from just some of the stuff that Foundation said. Not only have they been around, like literally in our time, like just us playing Fortnite around since the beginning, like they've been around in the Fortnite universe from the very beginning, like since the loop was created and the 0 point created all the different realities. So,
and who knows how many years that is in Fortnite? Like we have,
and his name is the Foundation. So, like, you just never know. This is so fun to kind of theorize. And guys, on that topic, if you're listening on Spotify, if you're listening on Apple, I need you to do me a favor. If you're on Apple, leave us a review, a 5-star review. But if you're on any other thing, Spotify, Apple Music, go to our Twitter, get the gamers_den, or just you can search the Gamers Den podcast. It'll pop up, and shoot us your theories. Let us know what you think is actually going on. You only have about 24 hours after this airs before the event actually comes out. But if you do get some stuff right, we will shout you out. We'll retweet it, and we'll kind of use that. But with that being said, get back to the podcast. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'll tell you this. I'm excited. I'm so excited.
Well, one thing that we can both get excited about, and I think this is a good discussion topic that's going to be a long discussion.
Let's do it.
Old map or the
Never
new
mind.
map.
I don't
Now,
want any part of this conversation.
before we begin, I want to preface that RelayTS thinks that we are going to get a new map. He does not think that we're going to get the old map, so don't be going to my comment section telling me I wanted the old map, okay? I want a new map, and I think we're going to get a new map.
Yep.
Kren, I want to hear your thoughts, and then we'll go into what I've been hearing on the internet.
So I have two things. Number one, I'm with you. There's no way they would bring back the old map. They just wouldn't do it. I don't believe it. Number two, we do have, the reason we have to talk about it is because there's an old saying, where there's smoke, there's usually fire. And there's way too many credible people discussing that it could be the old map. And no, nobody's saying that it's literally going to be exactly the old map, but there's a lot of smoke out there about it. And so we have to at least discuss it. Is the smoke just straight up bullcrap rumors of people just making it up? Does it come from something more credible? Like, where does it come from?
The only thing that I hate about this whole situation is that we have no idea, first of all. We have no idea. So I don't even know why Kren just asked that question, because I have no idea. No, I'm kidding.
No, I'm just saying, like...
Yeah, no, I know. It's just like, we just have no idea.
Yeah.
But like, the worst thing about this that just grinds my gears is that they literally, like, we have no idea if it's going to be a new map or an old map. Like, we've seen concepts of this new map, but is it reliable people making this new map? No, it isn't, I don't think. At least we haven't heard if it is or not. And I mean, people are talking about the old map because we haven't had secure evidence that says we're going to get a new map. We haven't had any secure evidence. Whether you say so or not. I mean, Butterbarn could be on the old map if it came to that. You know what I'm saying?
Freaking Butterbarn.
We have no idea.
Yeah, no, yeah. And that's another thing I want to bring up. Like, at this point in the game, one of two things is happening. The new map has been encrypted because it's out there. It's ready to go. They wouldn't be launching Chapter 3 in a few days if it wasn't ready to go. One of three things. It's either been encrypted and the leakers are just respectfully not putting it out, because the big leakers that have the ability to do that, HypeX, iFireMonkey, those guys, they're very respectful. They're not going to just...
I don't think they've ever leaked the map.
Yeah, no, they have, but they pretty much do it when they get the green light from Epic, right? So, like,
yeah,
they're very respectful. They're very professional about what they do. That's how they got to where they are. That's why they're successful. Exactly. That's how they got to where they are. They're not just trying to clout farm. Or, number two, it's not in the files because they went and just redid the original map. I'm just kidding. Yeah. That's not true. But it is weird that we don't have like some form of leak, because if you remember back in the new map when Chapter 2 came around, we had concepts of this leak of this map like weeks in advance, like 2 weeks in advance. And nobody believed that it was real because it was similar to the situation where we had a concept like a month ago for the Chapter 3 map. It was like kind of encrypted and somebody had to draw it by hand, but it was pretty similar. It was pretty much this map just with different name locations and stuff.
I do not think that's the case. I don't think it's the case. Because we've seen more than one concept like that, me and you.
We've seen concepts, and only time will tell, right? We don't actually know if any of them are close, but like all the concepts that we have seen, the people, or not all, but like the most credible ones, the person who made it literally told us how they made the concept. It didn't come from the files. It came from an employee at Epic telling them what it looked like, and just using their brain and memory, they kind of drew out what they were told. So it's weird that we don't have any hard data mined evidence. And
that's why it's up in the air. That's why we don't know.
Yeah.
We have no idea. It's like, obviously I pretty much know that it's going to be the new map just because of the storyline and all that stuff. But like,
and it could also just be that Epic got much, much better at encrypting their files, because let's be honest, most of the stuff that is leaked, they allow to be leaked. It's a marketing ploy. They kind of allow the data miners to get it.
It's genius, by the way. Leaks are amazing.
I wouldn't be surprised if the leak on TikTok that was out for like 5 minutes and somebody got it was on purpose, because they knew at least one person would save it. Like, I would not be surprised. I don't think that's the case, but look, you know, as a marketing person, you go down deep alleys to get a view. So, I wouldn't put it past Epic, but
Yeah, like we're gonna clickbait this entire podcast so we get a view. So we're going down a deep alley to do that.
Yeah,
know?
we, ladies and gentlemen, if you wait to the end of the podcast, we actually do have our hands on the very first look of the Chapter 3 map, and it is 100% real. But you have to stick around for the whole podcast, and you cannot skip ahead. With that being said, no, I'm trolling. We have nothing. We are theorists. We are not data miners. But with that being said, I'm going to put you on the spot here. Give me
on the spot.
The spot. See, we've talked about this before, but now, if you don't have it by now, if you're not buttoned up and ready to go, it's pretty much too late. Let's hear your final event theory. RelayTS. Let's hear it.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, I've only had a day to do it because of the Chapter 3 trailer. Like,
yeah, that changed
that
everything. By the way,
like, I threw my old event theory out there.
I actually still have mine, and I'll touch on mine after you. You go ahead.
Okay. Well, I mean, we've heard from Camping Russia that we're going to be seeing nukes potentially. This, that, and the other. That's speculation that isn't confirmed. But also, the Watch It All Fall song has, whatever falling down. So, I think potentially that the Cube Queen in the event is going to like shoot up a large golden beam and do something with it. I have no idea what she's going to do with that golden beam, but she's going to shoot up a large golden beam. Then somehow, some way, we're going to get these nukes and be in a situation to where we could, destroy her. I don't know how, but we're going to be in a situation to do so. And then after that, I think the final boss is going to come through that we don't know who it is. And we're going to I guess we're going to defeat the Cube King, maybe like Cellbird or something. And then we see a final boss and then we're going to fight that. I don't know how that's going to roll out, but then once we do that, I guess once we win, okay. So once we win, it's going to cut to Jonesy. Jonesy's going to be in that room. That room's going to implode. He's going to go out into the ocean. And then it's going to show the map just flipping upside down right when we defeat the final boss. I don't know if that's like confirmed. I don't know if I'm gonna change my event theory.
That made sense though. Well, yeah, that's kind of, that's what we do. We're theorists. That's kind of what we do. That makes sense. You want to hear mine?
Yep.
So here's mine. So basically, I'm piecing together a couple different things. So the Cube Queen right now, what I think she's actually doing is she's not collecting power like we thought she was doing. She is using the cube's powers, and she has formed in that little bubble above, and she's making a beacon to call the rest of her army to the island, is what I think is happening. And here's why. Because in that Chapter 3 leak, trailer leak, we saw that there were like 3 or 4 different motherships. Like there wasn't just one. And then there looked to be some sort of like mothership alien, like,
I think that's the final boss, by the way.
Yeah, it looked to be some sort of like a planet, or that could have been a boss, but like it looked like it just obviously it was more than just what's on the island right now. So I think what's happening is she's calling the rest of her army or the rest of her people or whatever you want to call it, or maybe she's calling the boss to the island. But here's the thing. She doesn't know that the Foundation's on the island. The Foundation knows exactly what she's doing because the Foundation has done this infinite times before. He's been through this exact plot an infinite number of times. But here's what's going to happen. So the Foundation's ploy is to gather everybody in the Fortnite universe to fight this off. And we're going to be using those drones, which is from the Donald Mustard tweet. Donald Mustard tweeted, "Ship it," which is what's on those drones back in Chapter 1 that basically went above the POIs. You could shoot it down for loot. They were like in Season 9. Yeah, Season 9, because it was made in Neo Tilted. There was a building called Ship It. And it was also on the boxes. And now some of those Caddy Corner boxes, not Caddy Corner, but the box factory before Caddy Corner, are like kind of all over the place now. And we've seen nukes at that site by Pleasant Park. So I think what we're going to do is we are going to use those drones and nuke the entire island. But I don't think nuking the island is doing anything. I think nuking the island is 100% just a ploy to distract the Cube Queen and her army. And while that's happening, the Foundation is going to manipulate the 0 point or do whatever he does to the 0 point. And what's going to actually happen is we are going back to the beginning of chapter 2. We're eliminating everything that's happened, and we are just going back in time. And that's also, I get that from that chapter 3 trailer, because the very beginning of that leaked trailer is the characters, the beginning of chapter 2, going onto the chapter 2 map for the first time. It's the first ever chapter 2 trailer, but right as they look over, they're interrupted because something happens, and we see Jonesy going through the water and through the stuff. I think that was Agent Jones. I think we go back in time, and everything that we've been through for the past 2 years is just eliminated. Never happened. Boom.
So we go back in time, but then what do we do from there when we see the chapter 2 map and everything's erased?
So us going back in time mess with the 0 point, so the 0 point implodes. And so what actually is happening, and obviously it's a theory, there's going to be some holes, but
yeah,
but like basically because that it would explain why Jonesy was back at that office, why he was back in his suit, and why he went through all the different stuff. And basically when the island flipped, that was a product of the 0 point imploding. But here's what I mean by that. The 0 point before the 0 point and the Cube Queen, it looked like they kind of meshed and imploded together, or whatever happened at the very end. There were alien stuff everywhere. And then when it implodes, they all disappear. It's like it never even happened, and the map flips upside down. So, and I don't know if I don't know if we go back in time necessarily, but you know, to me that makes sense though. That would make sense.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, because why would the beginning of chapter 2, why would those characters, the first time we're looking at the island, and then they turn around and they're like, what just happened? Like, why would that be a part of it? Like, you know what I mean?
Maybe they're just lazy and they didn't want to customize the first 6 seconds of the trailer.
No, but that's the.
But I mean, that's
the same trailer though. Like it has the it has the same sound. Yeah. It is the trailer.
It's everything. Yeah,
it's the same thing. But then they're like interrupted, like as if like, oh, we just got to the island. Oh crap, the 0 point just imploded. like it's like we.
I love that theory.
Yeah,
but I a few things that like kind of like I don't know help debunk it. Like when the map is flipping or whatever, or the island is flipping, you can kind of see that it's not destroyed at all. The chapter 2 map is not destroyed at all, which kind of like, I don't know, was disappointing to see because I was hoping it'd just be completely obliterated. But another thing that kind of like counters that, you said that the 0 point will implode or whatever. I think the 0 point is in between both islands now. I think it's in between both islands, and when you see that when you see the map like vertical or whatever like this, you can tell that there's like something in the middle of the map because it's like lit up at the bottom of it. It's like lit up by something, like people thought it might have been like a winter bomb because it's sort of like white, and I thought it might be something with a cube because it's sort of like purple. So like I think the 0 point is in the middle of the map. And it's just lighting it up. So whenever it implodes, it's just going to completely discombobulate everything. Look at that word.
Yeah.
And then it's going to flip over. You know what I'm saying? I think that's
that makes sense. And also, this is kind of, I thought this since this season, and nobody has agreed with me. But I think that in Chapter 2, Season 5, when we had the sand in the middle of the island, and like, you know what I'm talking about? You could go into the sand and have Butter Barn, Coliseum. I think that area is actually from the Chapter 3 map. I think what happened was because the 0 point was exposed, and Jonesy, that was the trailer.
It was unstable.
Yeah, that was the trailer where Jonesy jumped into it, and then everything flipped. That's the first look we got at the flip side. And when it flipped, we got an all new, like, middle of the map. It was sand, and we know there's going to be a desert biome on the new map. I think what actually happened is it accidentally rifted locations from the next map we're going to this island. Now, obviously, that is complete theory, has no evidence backed up to it, but it's interesting. It feels right. Well, actually, it has, the main thing I'm basing it off of is nobody can figure it out, but for some reason, Butter Barn was updated in the files. And that could have been for something to do with creative, but Butter Barn is found nowhere in creative. So, like, there's going to be just maybe a building that's called Butter Barn on the new map, just somewhere paying ode to that part. But like, or it could be on the new map because those locations got rifted from the Chapter 3 map, which is kind of where I'm basing that from.
You know what's hilarious, but awesome at the same time? All these series that we're making right now are most probably going to be 100% pointless because in 24 hours, we're going to have so much different information that we're going to be like, why did we even talk about this series? But I love that about Fortnite because we're making all these series and it's like, oh my God, this could happen, this can happen, this can happen. In 24 hours, we're going to have 10 more theories that we're going to say, this is going to happen, this. And then an hour before the event, we're going to have 24 more theories. That is just this.
It's fun.
That's the beauty of Fortnite.
It's so much fun. It's so much fun.
People think I'm crazy when I say this. People think I am cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But my favorite part about this entire thing is that I get to sit and watch a black hole. That's my favorite part of this entire thing. I'm more excited to see this black hole than I am to play the Chapter 3 map. Believe it or not. Believe it or not, I'm more excited to watch this build up, see the leaks, see the rumors, see freaking Hypex or whatever, do the thing. Fire Monkey, Shinna, Lucas, all these leakers leaking all these, and we're piecing it together. Where as a community, everyone comes together. Nobody's hating on Fortnite during this time. Nobody, because everybody knows Fortnite's the alpha among games the past 4 years and has been and it will be for the next 4 years because Chapter 3 is going to be amazing. I'm optimistic. So whenever this happens, like all we're doing as a community, we're just sitting here and we're connecting things and people, it brings everybody together. Everybody's happy again. And it's just, I don't know, dude, I love it. It literally just shows it shows how much Fortnite can impact the gaming community. And it does wonders for people's careers like me, which I'm very thankful for. And it just, I don't know. I'm so excited for it and I can't wait. I'm pumped.
No, I am too. I feel the exact same way. We actually, me and Relay talked about this off podcast, that our favorite parts of these like situations are, it's not necessarily even seeing the new map and playing it. It's the time in between theorizing.
It's not even the event.
No, it's the time in between theorizing and looking at leaks and finding and trying to figure stuff out and following the teaser that Fortnite puts out because they're going to put out teasers. And it's just, like you said, coming together as a community and just having fun. Because I think the reason I fell in love with Fortnite is the community, which sounds ridiculous because it is the most toxic community in all of gaming. But there can be
but you gotta love it.
There can be a lot of good to it too. And I know I get a lot of flack because I'm 24 years old. And, a 24-year-old is not supposed to like Fortnite. But like, I really don't care because I love this game. It's so much fun. I
guarantee you there are 40 and 50 and 60-year-olds that play this game.
Tommy.
I guarantee you there's 40 and 50.
My man Boss is out here grinding.
52, 53. Loves the game. He loves the creativity. He thinks it's so unique.
He's only 50?
He's right. It is. Yeah, he's like 51, 52. That's pretty awesome. He used to be a rock star back then.
Yeah. You know who Tommy reminds me of? I don't know if you've ever seen The Office. But for all you Office fans out there, he is Creed Bratton. Like 100% he is Creed.
Oh my God. Yes.
But he's all, the moment I saw him, I was like, he should have named himself Creed.
That is he actually had his own TV show too. Tommy did. I forget what it's called, but he had his own TV show. You can look it up or ask him in his
That's
chat,
crazy.
But that's pretty cool.
Well,
I know how
shout out to acting like Tommy. The man is
legend.
Boss man's a legend. He
and he's
no matter what you want to say about him, he's a genius. I want you to know, all you kids that just absolutely dog on him, he's doing that on purpose.
You're the one who's giving.
You're making him rich.
Not millions,
like that's exactly what you're doing.
Thousands of dollars.
Yeah, you're providing his lifestyle by that hate comment that you put on his TikTok.
Which good for you. I mean, you know he deserves.
He does deserve it. Good man, Tommy. If you're listening, we'd love to have you on sometime. That is your official invitation.
Yeah. We aren't even a guest-based podcast. That's a special invite there. Tommy.
That is a special invite. That is a special invite. Speaking of special invites, I don't have a way to transition there. I just wanted to figure it out. But I think the only thing to talk about is Chapter 3. Like that's all we have because
you know that it like I said, it grinds my gears because everything we're talking about right now is going to be irrelevant in 24 hours, which is awesome. But it sucks at the same time.
Nobody ever accused us of being smart, guys. We are recording this. It is 11.
I accuse myself.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm a genius, but no, I'm just kidding. It's 11:07 at night,
And we're talking about Fortnite theories.
It's December 2nd, so it's Wednesday or Thursday before the event, and we are posting this Friday. So by the time you're listening to this,
hopefully in the morning or sometime.
Yeah, by the time you're listening to this, every single thing that we're saying could be completely false, wrong, obsolete, or
some of the things are definitely are gonna like.
We could look like the smartest people on Earth. Like imagine my going back in time theory is true. You know how out there that is? If that came true, like you would have to give me a Nobel Prize for just being lit.
I would like fly out to you and give you a medal that says crenbeast, the Fortnite theorist god.
Yeah, like that would be insane. Like that's the most out there theory I've ever made. And if that's true,
I mean, if everything we just said today in this podcast becomes true, from now on, I'm going to change my socials to Einstein TS. Okay, that's it. I'm rebranding. If everything comes true, Einstein TS.
Yeah.
All right.
You somewhere out there, Donald Mustard is shaking in his boots, knowing that we are breaking down the walls of Epic Games.
Yeah.
But I think we've pretty much covered Chapter 3. I think we've pretty much covered the end event and what could be happening. Is there anything else you want to go into?
No, I mean, I really don't feel like sitting here for another 10 hours and talking about this. We could do that 100%, but it'd be completely pointless because we need to wait until we get more rumors, leaks, all that stuff. But it's fun to just sit down for 42 minutes and just get all of our minds moving, our theorist minds moving. I'm gonna after we end this podcast, I'm gonna make like 3 theories, put them on my drafts, and post them all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's fun to just relax and talk about in like, that's why like I'm so keen. I know I just said I don't want to talk about anything else, but I guess I can talk about this real quick. But like, that's why I'm so like, I don't know. I'm very confident in like how Fortnite's going to nail this. And I'm huge on promoting this. Like I want there to be as much hype as possible behind this event because I know how huge it's going to be to the gaming community. And I know how people think that it's not going to be because the Chapter 2 was a fluke, but like, I don't know. I just want to hype it up as much as possible. And I love talking about it. That's all I got to say.
No, I'm with you. And it's just what you do. You know, when you love something, you want it to be better. And before we end, I do want to say I could be burned. We could both be burned, but I think we're on the same page. I really and truly think that Epic is not only going to nail this, but I think it's never going to be back to where it was at the very beginning. That's not going to happen just because that was such a global phenomenon. We're probably never going to see that in gaming again. But I do think we're about to see another peak in Fortnite that we have not seen.
It's just a different type of peak.
Yeah.
Too. It's like compared to Chapter 1, it's going to be like a totally different peak. Like totally
different type, but I think it's going to be bigger than anything we saw in Chapter 2. Even the very beginning, which people forget the very beginning of Chapter 2 was massive. And I think we're about to see...
For like 3 weeks.
Well, because of COVID, right? So like right after COVID hit and nobody could do anything but play games. Yeah. But I really think that we're about to see a peak like we have not seen in 3 years. And I couldn't be more excited.
I'm getting chills.
I'm telling you, I couldn't be more excited. I'm to the point... And I could be burned, but I'm to the point to where I'm not even saying I hope they nail it. Just looking at everything, looking how they've listened to us. I'm in. Like I'm all in.
I'm 19 years old, and I can't even sit in my chair still because I'm so excited about a cartoon game in the future.
Yeah, no,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm 24. I have a full-time job. I feel the same way. It feels stupid, but like I've learned, I don't care.
We're like a kids in candy shops right now. It's freaking awesome, dude. I love it, and I want to be like this for the rest of my life because it's awesome.
No, me too. And everybody out there, you're gonna be deterred.
Yeah, oh yeah. We need to get on this topic. Don't be freaking ashamed to. Don't be ashamed to play Fortnite, dude. Shove them in the lockers. You know what I'm saying? Who cares? They're just mad that their game is complete doo-doo, for lack of better terms. And like they see that Fortnite's killing it. They really do. They know that they're hyping this up. They know all this. They see me on TikTok like, oh, you suck. You're playing Fortnite. You're 40 years old. Don't be ashamed. You're probably, 15? Maybe? Don't be ashamed of playing a game that you love. It's literally video games. Back in the day, nobody made fun of you for playing Minecraft. That was like a stupid block game where you took dirt blocks and build houses, you know? Nobody did that. It's just a toxic social media that we've, I guess, you know, it's just a toxic social media world that we have to deal with.
It's this weird
you
societal complex to where everybody wants everybody to be cool. It's like and it's not just Fortnite. If you get too excited about something, bro, calm down. Like you're acting like a child. Like, what? We have one life. Like, be excited, be weird, have fun. And like, here's the deal. Like he said, like, don't be ashamed to play Fortnite. Relay and I, we didn't grow up like, just gaming nerds. Like we were both athletes. Like I was an all-star in basketball. I had offers, and my man over here had offers in football. Like we're not just some like nerds who just sit here and talk about Fortnite all day, but like we genuinely love it. It's like coming from the two coolest people you've ever met in your entire life. It's cool to like Fortnite. No, I'm just kidding. We're not cool, but
no, it is.
But it is cool to like Fortnite. I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of people saying
it needs to be gone and gone forever. That's just it's horrible. People get bullied on it like all the time. Like, that shouldn't be a thing, dude. It shouldn't be a thing where I open my comment section like, oh, you like Fortnite, get over it or whatever, dude. Like, dude, it's just something that I love. I got into Fortnite because, I had a lot of injuries in sports and I needed something to take my mind off of things. Look, Fortnite came around, helped me through high school. You know what I'm saying? Like, this, I'm going to be talking about this game 50 years down the line. As crazy as that sounds, I will be talking about this 50 years down the line. 100% changed my life.
Same.
Like, guys, don't listen to it, bro. Like, if you ever need to talk to someone about it, DM me or crenbeast. We would love, to give you some advice or whatever. Handle the bullies of the internet, but they're just
and if you're somebody, I doubt you'd be listening to this. But before we peace out, if you make fun of somebody for a game they play,
let's set up a boxing match.
Yeah, me versus you. Don't let the glasses fool you. I'll knock you out. But anyway, don't even look at the camera like that. For the podcast listeners, we are on YouTube, so if you want to see us acting like absolute goofballs, come join. We need some more subscribers, so we'll take you over here on YouTube.
Yeah, we need to hit 100 over there.
We need to hit 1,000 over there, and you guys, you're on bat. We're here giving. You're on bat. You're on deck. We're here giving you everything you need to know, and we're doing our best.
Once a week.
Eventually,
maybe twice.
Once a week. So do us a favor and sub. If you're listening on Apple, Spotify, that's awesome too. Wherever you're listening, 5-star review. Make sure to follow us or subscribe to us depending on where you are. Like I said, follow us on Twitter as well. Interact with us. We would love to speak with you, talk to you, DM you. Like, we will get back to you. I promise. It might not be right away, but we will. So reach out. Relay, tell the people where they can find you.
RelayTS on every single social. Guys, I'm doing a huge event stream on Saturday. I can't wait to see everyone there. It's going to be awesome. So is Kren. I'll be breaking down the storyline, talking theories, answering all you guys' questions. It's going to be awesome. Twitch.tv/RelayTS. And like I said, RelayTS on all socials. Follow BTB Gaming, my esports organization. And hit the subscribe button on the Gamers Den podcast is all I got to say. And have a great day. Have a great day. All right.
Have a great day. And like Relay said, he has. If you've never been in a RelayTS event stream, you don't want to miss it. So like he said, he's going live Saturday. Go check it out. I will also be live. I'll be going live. I don't really know yet, but check me out, crenbeast, on all socials. I have some pretty cool YouTube videos out too, and so does Relay, on everything about Chapter 3. So not only do you need to subscribe to the Gamers Den podcast, but also both of our individual channels, so that we'll be putting everything out. But with that being said, have a great day. We will see you on Saturday, and I cannot wait to watch it all fall right there alongside you guys. Peace, love, and blessings, guys.